Alright, now some people are still working on the equations, so we're going to go ahead and get started reviewing the do now. So number one, before we put in the graphing calculator to see, what do we have to do with the equation? Keon?
We have to put in y equals mx plus b.
Brian, what's that called?
Equation.
Yeah, that's the equation. What's the official name for y equals mx plus b? Mishak? What's the official name? What's the math name? Something form. That's what gives it away. Seshet? Not standard form. Do what? Slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form. So our equation in the do now is we've got y equals 3, which is fine. And we've got 2x minus y equals 1. What do we have to do in order to put that in slope-intercept form? How can we put that in slope-intercept form? Raymond?
Move 2x over.
Move the 2x over. Good. So we've got negative y is equal to 1 minus 2x. What's the next thing we have to do? Tony?
Oh no.
Before we can graph it, because we've got a negative y. So what do you have to do with that before we can graph it? We talked a little bit about this yesterday. Timania? Not by the other two numbers. How are we going to get rid of the negative sign? That's what we have to do, is get rid of the negative sign. Morgan? Yeah, multiply by a negative 1. Essentially, just changing the signs. So we're going to make a negative y, a positive y, a positive 1, a negative 1, and a negative 2x, a positive 2x. So we're just switching all the signs. So once we have that, we can go ahead and graph it. We've got y is equal to negative 3, and y is equal to negative 1 plus 2x. Go ahead and graph it. Our intersection is going to be at negative 1, negative 3. Negative 1, negative 3. Do it.
That's why we do the final step of rearrangement. I switch negative y equals 1 minus 2x to negative y equals negative 2x plus 1.
Okay, that's fine. You should still get the same answer, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. Demnia?
Why can't you divide the negative y into the 1 into the negative?
Because we're not dividing by y. We don't want to divide by y because that would just give us 1. Y divided by y is 1. So we're divided by the imaginary negative 1. The talking over here needs to stop before I start moving seats. Yes.
It wasn't divided by negative.
I'm sorry?
You wasn't supposed to divide by negative.
I'm sure you just, I'll come look at yours, but I think you just imagined, when you say divide by y, or negative y, I think you're just dividing by negative 1 instead of y. I'll come look at it though. Any other questions before we move on? All right, number 2. Our first equation, we've got x is equal to 1, and we've got 2x plus y equals 4. Who can quickly tell me what that is in slope-intercept form? Keon?
So in the second one, y equals negative 2x plus 4.
Y equals negative 2x plus 4. Good. Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and graph this one. We can't really graph the x is equal to 1 on the calculator, so let's go ahead and graph it like this. Your intersection is going to be at 1, 2. At 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm sorry, 1, 1. No, 1, 2. 1, 2. Jeepers. All right. And number 3. What do we know about number 3? Slope-intercept form for the two equations first. Femania?
Y equals negative 2x minus 3.
And the other one?
Y equals negative 3x plus 3.
Good. Y equals negative 3x minus 3. Y equals negative 3x plus 3. What do you notice about these two slopes before we even graph them? Christiane, what do you notice? They have the same slope, so what does that mean? Julius, what does it mean?
Means they're parallel.
They're parallel. So this is going to be a no solution because they're parallel. No solution. They are parallel. No solution because they are parallel. All right, at the bottom, who can tell me what number 1? Number 1, what does t equal? Christiana?
Negative 2.
Excellent. Negative 2. Number 2 is below number 1, not next to it. Sequoia? K equals 1. Excellent. Number 3, top right. Mishak. equals not 6, but -6. And number 4? Corey, number 4?
8 equals 3.
H equals 3. Excellent. Any questions about the do now before we grade the homework? All right, please put this to the side. Trade homeworks with your neighbor. This transition is too loud. You're trading homeworks, put your name at the top. Don't worry about blanking that. Homework should be graded and traded in 5, 4, 3. Homework should be traded in 2. Homework should be traded in 1. It's okay if you weren't here, you can still grade something. Put your name at the top of the paper that you're grading. Number 1. The solution is, Christiana? -1 and 5. Your line should look similar to this. And they meet at -1, 5. That's a little off. Make sure they started at 3, up 2, and down 2 over 1. Start at 6, up 1 over 1. I'll wait. Seems like some people are a little off task. Number 2, our solution for number 2. Sachet? It is. It's a little bit off the graph. We could also see it if you saw it.
It's on 411.
It's actually going to be 3, 8, but it does go off the graph. So off the graph is okay. I'll wait. We're not going to have this sort of reaction for every single problem. Number 3. You have a question about the homework? I'll take it at the end. Number 3, Morgan. -3 and 8. Excellent. And number 4. It's a tricky question. Number 4. Timoneo?
It's the same line.
They're the same line. If you put parallel, that's okay. You put no solution, that's okay too. Number 1 at the bottom. Is the following point solutions? Yes. Number 2, yes. Number 3, no. At the bottom, it's extra credit. If they showed work and got this answer, they get +2 points. The answer is x equals 0, y equals -2. +2 points. They showed work and got the answer. Yes. I will repeat 1, 2, and 3 as soon as I don't hear talking. Your mouth should not be moving. I'll wait. Marcellus and Janice, this is your final warning. Your seat will move if I get you talking again. Cuckoo.
What's number 1 and 2 at the bottom?
Let me repeat 1, 2, and 3 at the top, and I'll do 1 and 2 at the bottom. Number 1 at the top is -1 and 5. Number 2 is off the graph, or 3 and 8. Number 3 is -3, +8. Number 1 at the bottom is yes. Number 2 at the bottom is yes. Number 3 at the bottom is no. Any other repeats? Denzel?
What is it out of?
I'll tell you in a second. Tajane? Okay. 7. So we had 7 points possible. 1 through 4 are